Hey there, it's me, Sapphire Moonbeam. I'm going to do a general reading for the sign of Cancer for November 2020. Just take the messages that resonate with you, leave behind what does not. And if you'd ever like to get a private reading, please send me a message at sapphiremoonbeam.com. I'm starting out with my own Moonbeam Magick Oracle card deck. I did all the paintings and I wrote the guidebook that goes with it. I'm only going to read one of the cards to you, and that's the middle one called Shattered. Whoops. Shattered is the most important card in my deck, and the card description is a poem. I'll read this one to you, and then I'll talk about what I think the other messages are trying to relate here. So it's the number 35 in my deck. I wrote the card descriptions and affirmations, and this one happens to be a poem. When life makes you feel shattered, what do? Do you pick up the pieces and try to use glue? Do you sit and cry and do nothing but frown? Do you leave pieces of yourself scattered all around? Here is my simple wish for you. Whether it happens or not depends on you. I hope you find love deep in your heart and gather the courage to make a new start. Pick up some pieces but leave some behind. Discover there are new pieces for you to find. Rebuild yourself to make something new. One day you will see a more beautiful you. The affirmation is, I will use the pieces of my shattered heart to rebuild myself beautiful and new. So Cancer, if you've been feeling shattered, this is a card of empowerment. This is a card that's cheering you on, telling you that if you've felt this way, this isn't the end. Even if you've been at your lowest low, it's going to get better, but it depends on you, and you have to work on rebuilding. Just like the card description said, it's okay to leave pieces of you behind because there's new things for you to find. Now, the Fairies card is basically about being playful and having fun and doing things that are fun. It may take a while for you to rebuild first, but this is telling you to enjoy yourself, enjoy life as much as you can. And the meditation card is encouraging you to do a practice of meditation. Study the different types. Find the type that works best for you and focus on the breath. When we get stressed out and we feel shattered and we're stressed a lot, we forget to really breathe deeply. Breathing deeply and learning a practice of meditation really does help us retain more balance in our lives. So now I'm going to pick a few Lenormand cards for you, Cancer, for November 2020. Just a few little predictions here. What to think about, what to look for. We got the Whip and the Broom. We got the Moon. We got the Gentleman, but I'm going to put him over here to see what his focus is. Now, the Gentleman can be you or a gentleman in your life. The focus is the house, the home, the stability, security, and sanctuary. Now, the Whip and the Broom really is a couple of types of things. For me, a lot of times it's about something that you're passionate about and using that whip to kind of get your ducks in a row and get yourself into shape. Maybe this Whip and Broom is really about you rebuilding and sweeping away the stuff that no longer serves you. Now, the Moon is encouraging you to pay more attention to your dreams and the dream time at night, but also to really, really trust your intuition. The Man's focus is the home, his sense of stability, security, and sanctuary. And I've already got one card that hit the floor, so I'm going to put this out. The rider brings swift approaching good news. And this rider, she is on a rainbow on a carousel horse. I think this news will come in swiftly by surprise. It may have to do with your family, may have to do with your house, but it's good news. I'm going to pick a card for the moon. And we get the gentleman again. That gentleman, this one looks more distinguished, a little bit, maybe he has a little bit more money because he's dressed very fancy like the old days. This one's a bit more casual and he looks a little bit younger and he's got a rose in his hand. Okay, so the card of the child is very much like the fairies. It's reminding you to be playful and have fun if you can, and find ways to laugh and play. I know it's hard right now. It's challenging in 2020. But the other synchronicity that I'm really loving here is there's a rainbow here, rainbow in my card, and a rainbow that this child's looking at. That's kind of like, don't forget to dream. Dream what you want to bring into your life, what you'd like to manifest. I'm going to pick a card for the whip and the broom. And whatever you're passionate about, whatever you're getting yourself together with, if you're getting your ducks in a row, it's just a matter of time before something new comes in that's more exciting to you. I'm going to pick another card for the house. And there's a bridge. This rider coming in brings in some sort of information that helps with a bridge of communication or helps span the distance between places and people. A bridge is good. It helps bring stuff together. It's an easier way to access something that may have been harder before. I'm going to pick a card for the moon because I want to see what the focus is of that gentleman. And the focus is the letter. The letter is about all types of communication. It could be a love letter. It could be a letter about business. I mean, it doesn't always have to be about love. But there's something important that's coming in. It's not, sometimes I say this could be a text or an email. I have a feeling it's a bit more formal, especially since it's close to this other gentleman as well. So this could be two different guys, but it could also be the same man that's coming through very strong. I'm going to pick a card for the other side of this bridge on top of that gentleman. See what's up with that. Oh, okay, two wanted to come. So we get the tower and the lilies. Now the tower and the Lenormand deck that I use Lenormand decks primarily. I use a few tarot cards occasionally. The tower in the Lenormand deck is nothing like in the tarot because it's more about a time period of isolation. And it's like the house in that it's your sanctuary. You're going deep within to have alone time to do some soul searching. What's interesting about this tower is it really does look more like it's with a castle, and there are birds. So if you felt like you've been isolated, if you felt like you've been really inside a lot, these birds kind of represent a sense of new freedom. They're all flying together. So that's a really interesting sign. I like that. The lilies are about a time period coming in that is more peaceful and more content, and something that you have been hoping for is going to bloom. The seeds you've planted previously. This rider bringing in the communication and new information is bridging you to a time period of more peace and serenity and being more content. I think that is fantastic. Now I'm going to pull a card for love. So in the case that, I'm going to put these aside here. In the case that these are two different gentlemen in your life, I'm going to pick a card for each one for love. first the gentleman that's dressed up more. And we get, keeping an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. Interesting. Just apply it if it fits, or just keep it in mind for later. And a card for the other gentleman is free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. Now, I really like that because it's going well with the birds flying around that tower. The wings of freedom. Sometimes the person that's holding you back is you instead of outside circumstances. In case that resonates somehow. I'm going to pick one more card here. I'm going to throw in a tarot card and see what we get for a message from this tarot deck. Okay. Let's see what we got. We got the Ten of Wands. That really goes along with the freedom. The 10 is like the completion, and this is the end of you feeling like you're overburdened with something. It's time. It's time for things to change. I think this is also kind of a nod to get out in nature more. There's the moon again. We've got the moon symbolized twice by the moon card and now this. But you've done a lot of the heavy lifting up to now. It's time to free yourself. It is time to let yourself go and bring in the new. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. I wish you peace. I wish you love. I wish you blessings. Be well.